My gaze just ain't what it used to be.
Hi, welcome to HowtoDandD. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm not going to do that alone. We're going to talk about how you can make your Umber Hulk more interesting and fun. But first, let's have everybody introduce themselves, please.
Hi there, my name is Denny Dicely. I'm from the Dicely D&D YouTube channel.
I'm Steely. I do lore shorts and module reviews.
Hey folks, Wally DM here, and I have a YouTube channel about puzzles and traps.
So, given that we're dealing with the Umber Hulk, and frankly, I thought the Umber Hulk was going to be quite difficult to come up with an idea for, I'm going to be ruthless and go, Denny, what have you got for us?
All right, so as far as what the Umber Hulk is, it's this giant, kind of a mixture between an ant and ape, and it's known for having these, like, eyes. If you look at them, they'll kind of scramble your brain and kind of make you forget what has happened. And what I've got with these guys is, follow me on this situation where your players are investigating a murder that has happened at a hunting lodge at the request of a noble who was a friend or family member of the recently deceased. Now, the hunting lodge is quite typical in its appearance. There's taxidermy animals, there are trophy heads hanging from walls, and it's a nice wooden construction. As the players move through the place and they do their checks to make perception checks and investigation checks, occasionally the DM just throws out I need you to make a saving throw, a charisma saving throw. So, as players are moving about and finding key locations and things, it turns out that some of these trophy heads are Umber Hulk heads, or maybe there are eyes that have been preserved in jars, and it turns out that they maintain some of that confusing gaze property, even though the creatures are dead. So this might be that the hunter had deliberately put these in the house and kind of got used to the effect, or maybe the killer threw these into naturally appearing places to kind of throw off any potential investigation that followed up the murder. That's my idea, kind of using the Umber Hulk more as a trap, so to say, or a deterrent at least. Alternatively, I had a secondary idea where it's like a Doctor Who twist, but like the Weeping Angels, where if you don't look at them, they're kind of drawn to you. And of course, the players are not going to want to look at these guys, so I've mutated them to be attracted to anybody who doesn't meet their gaze.
That is so
I dig
evil. That is so evil, Denny. I love it. Yes, let's keep that idea. Sam, what have you got for us?
I really love that idea of using them as a trap. That's really cool. So so the direction that I went is using them as a puzzle. So they have the ability to scramble your brain, but they also have the ability to move through walls and create holes. So that could be really interesting for a puzzle. Like, say the party is trapped and there's glass and they can see an Umber Hulk, get its attention, and control where the holes go. And there's a lot of different ways you could manipulate an Umber Hulk. They're not very smart, so they're just going to run towards the threat. So some kind of puzzle where you can control the movement to create holes in places that you want them to create the holes so that you can move through. Thought that would be a really interesting way to use their ability.
I like that. It's almost like the matador with the red cape. Maybe you could have something where there's like an object or a color of an object. Maybe the Umber Hulk doesn't like red, or maybe it like really likes cheese, and you have this block of cheese. So every time, come here, boy, come here, and then
Exactly.
yeah, I can definitely see that. That'd be awesome.
So I'm just going to point out, Sam, you've stolen Wally's idea. It's no longer his. I guess we'll have to skip you, Wally, so you don't have to say anything now. Oh, hang on. That would be unfair.
That's absolutely fine, but I'll probably be the one stealing his idea.
What do you got, Wally?
I've got a couple of things. I had a little bit of an issue coming up with something for the Umber Hulk, so I'm just going to give kind of my general on the surface thoughts. The first one was I was going to have old man Umber Hulk that lived in a cave just outside of town. And this is a mining community, and all of these dwarven miners are deep underground mining copper, silver, gold, whatever it is that dwarven miners mine. And this big rock slide comes down, just buries miles under the ground. So now the adventurer's got to go see old man Umber Hulk, who's got this crazy intelligence. Usually Umber Hulks have like intelligence of a 9. But this one's got crazy intelligence. So, they'll probably show up. He's got his glasses down on the edge of his nose, reading his, the newspaper, something like that. And they'll have to convince this Umber Hulk, who did manage to learn how to speak Common, even though they do only speak Umber Hulk language, whatever that sounds like. And then they need to talk him into burrowing down to the ground to rescue these miners. Now, the important part about this is going to be the way that they treat this old man, because he's about had it with people coming up to his door all the time. So if the conversation goes well, and with the charisma rolls and everything else, then it'll help him with no problem. But if he gets annoyed at him a little bit, he'll be like, yeah, sure, follow me. He's going to burrow all the way down there. Then he's going to circle back and then cave them in, and then he's got lunch there with them in mind. So he will in turn trap them as well, and then he'll probably go back up and take his afternoon nap. Now, that was my first idea. The second one was kind of like what Denny was talking about. And I haven't really put this all to fruition, but I was kind of thinking of some type of an underground cult or organization where they use the Umber Hulk's gaze to make them forget things. So like they would go on a mission or something, they'd come back and then they'd wipe their mind. But I like old man Umber Hulk much, much better.
It's funny that you should come up with that idea and talk about mines, because one of my ideas was that there was a Umber Hulk miner mining gold and gems and working outside of town, but nobody remembered that he was there, because every time they meet him, they'd forget. And I'm like, how would they even know about old man Umber Hulk, about the old Umber Hulk? Because like they would forget after meeting him, and like, wasn't there somebody outside of town? Do you remember where they lived? Do you remember his name?
My gaze just ain't what it used to be.
Oh, what's great about old man Umber Hulk? They could think that he was going senile, but really he just sees his reflection in the water or something. So he's had memory problems as well. It's like, oh, he's getting old. It's like, no, he just saw his reflection.
Huh? What'd I just say? I don't know. Who are you?
Oh.
Okay, so the ideas that I still have left, since one of them did get... It's a good thing I didn't go first, otherwise you wouldn't have had much there, Wally.
I don't have much anyway.
Usually, I saw in the lore, they are used as like pack animals in the Underdark by mind flayers, which is pretty standard sort of thing. If you're gonna, either you accidentally come across them, or they're a pack animal of some kind for Umber Hulks. For mind flayers, the Umber Hulks are carrying all their garbage and so forth. So I decided to go a little bit different. I decided to go sort of Ocean's 11 a little. And what happens if a thieves guild manages to capture one of these things and control it in such a way that they can now get it to burrow through the rock, through into the stone vault where the bank's money is, all their stuff is stashed, and then they can take all their stuff. It's like the best way to break into a bank is to have an Umber Hulk, because the only thing they can't get through is metal. Everything else, rock, stone, it's not going to be a problem. So I thought that was a nice way of sort of including it into your game. The bank got robbed again. Who's stopped the robbers? But there's an Umber Hulk involved. So yeah, I thought we'd throw that one in there.
Nice. They're going to be playing Waterdeep Hulk Heist. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Why didn't
Anybody
they make
see
that?
the getaway driver? I don't know. I didn't see him.
I don't remember what
I
he
forgot
looked
what
like.
he looked like. It's fuzzy.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the robbers look like? No, I don't. No, it's strange. For some reason, I don't. Yeah, perfect creature to have as part of a heist. So, so let us know down in the comments what you think you could do with the Umber Hulk to make it more interesting, fun, weird, strange. We've provided you with a bunch of ideas. Hopefully, they're going to be useful to you. But let us know down in the comments what you have. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.